Hey fasting fam, welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Shelly, and on this channel I talk about losing weight and getting healthy with alternate day fasting. And in today's video, I'm keeping it light but personal and sharing how alternate day fasting truly transformed my life. As of today, 5 months, I have lost a total of 60 pounds. Yes, 60. I started off at 242 pounds. That was the worst time of my life. I felt hopeless, helpless, just down and unconfident. ADF helped me reclaim my life, made me feel a lot more beautiful, reflecting on the outside, the person that I know I am on the inside. It gave me back my energy as a mom to show up for my children. It helped me become more productive outside in the world, in my professional life. It also improved my relationships. So if you feel like you're struggling with your weight, nothing else has worked, I truly hope that you take away some value from today's video. Consider ADF, even give it a shot. And if you've been doing ADF, jump in the comments and share how it's changed and improved your life. Like, comment, and share. And if you want to join the fasting family, subscribe for more videos. But without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. One thing that alternate day fasting changed majorly for me is my confidence level. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell the lie that I was just Miss Doom and Gloom and like I had zero self-worth. No, because as a person, I know that I'm worth a lot. We all are on a human level. But the way that I was operating in the world, the way that I was carrying myself, my head kind of not held high in the air, the way that I was moving, it just did not reflect the person that I am in the inside. And that came from me carrying a lot of extra weight on my body. So I really noticed that as I started to drop the weight, the way that I carried myself, my shoulders up high, the way that I dressed, and I don't want to make it about material things because, you know, clothes, jewelry, all these things are an accessory to a healthy body. A healthy body is, you know, your greatest advertisement for yourself, your mental state, where you are in your life, the confidence that you have. It's reflected on the outside in the way that you care for yourself, the way that you nourish your body, and the way that you present yourself out in the world. So as I dropped the weight, even at work, I mean, I was moving, I was getting things done, and I'm smiling and just being efficient, productive, light on my feet, and just a little ray of sunshine every morning. Because with being super overweight, it was hard. It was a struggle, honestly, to, wake up super early in the morning. Sometimes I would be getting up at 4 and leaving out by 5, if not 4:45 in the morning. And that's after tossing and turning because I had a lot of weight on my body. I didn't sleep too well, trouble breathing. So my sleep was not restful, which meant I woke up with bags under my eye, just disheveled, disgruntled, and just not happy to be going to work at all. I mean, you know, who really wants to every day? But that's a story for another day. But when you have all that extra weight on you, my God, the simplest things become like monumental tasks. So I started to feel lighter, freer, happier. I started to feel like, yes, I do belong. You know, when you can show up in the world and look good and feel your best, it exudes the radiance, the happiness, the confidence, and people pick up on that. So I started noticing that just experiences I would have out in the world, even if it was something like going to the store because I'm dressing a little better, I'm feeling better, I'm smiling more, that even something like going to the meat market counter, I would have people greet me and say, "Oh, hi ma'am, what can I get for you?" Whereas before, when I was looking big, sloppy, tired, angry, disheveled, I'd go up to a counter and whoever was behind it will kind of like get busy with something else, try not to help you out. And some of that might have been their own internal issues. But when I did the side-by-side comparison of me 5 months ago and me now I'm getting the hellos, and now the door is being held. And that's a shame because we should treat people kindly regardless. But the reality is, you know, how you show up in the world, how you look, how you carry yourself, it reflects, and people are a mirror. So if you look good, you feel good, people will reflect that back on you and give you the kindness and the courtesy that you deserve 9 out of 10 times. So ADF boosted my confidence, and it just made me be the person on the outside that I know I have been in the inside. And I just love that about ADF. It's helped me lose weight and just reclaim who I am. And along with that, I will say not only the confidence, but ADF has helped me get control of emotional eating. And that can be closely related to confidence as well. But just speaking from emotional eating standpoint, with alternate day fasting, because I felt like I had control, if I had a bad day, then I'm not going to order crumble cookie on DoorDash, or I'm not going through the drive-through of Burger King. Yes, I did all these things just mere months ago. So just the sheer transformation that I have gone through, the person that I am now versus the one that I was 5 months ago, is even shocking to myself. But you would catch me in any kind of drive-through, In-N-Out Burger. You'd catch me at, what's that other burger place? We have a Five Guys out here. I would go in and they didn't have a drive-through, but I'd be in there, believe it. I'd be in the Popeyes chicken drive-through line, and I'd be on DoorDash, like literally a DoorDash addict, ordering all sorts of foods. And if I had a good day, I was getting some food to treat myself. If I had a bad day, of course, I'm going to get some food to treat myself. If I'm having any kind of altercation in my personal life, in a relationship, then I'm eating and sitting on the couch watching a movie to kind of calm myself down. So I was a big emotional eater, and I believe that's a huge reason why I ballooned up to 242 pounds, on top of other things like work stress and not prioritizing my health and just aging and life stressors. But alternate day fasting helped me get control of that, helped me get control of my cravings. And as I dropped the pounds and started to feel more energetic, I didn't want to ruin all the work I was putting in. I felt confident when I looked in the mirror, when I went out in the world. So why would I want to give in and eat a crumble cookie or take out junk food when I know the amount of effort that it takes to be healthy, to lose the weight? I didn't want to undo all of that. So ADF just improved my life in so many ways. And I just want to say to you, if you're struggling, just know that you can do it. If I can do it, someone who just a couple months ago was like your biggest takeout person that you could think of, spending hundreds, thousands of dollars on DoorDash, if I can change my life, I know that you can. And I know that it's a struggle, because a lot of times it sounds like, oh, easier said than done, or maybe this person is different, they're able to do it, but I'm not. And I'm here to tell you that mindset is what will get in your way. You are able to do it, and you don't have to compare yourself to me, to anyone else. I'm still on my own health journey. I still want to lose 40 to 50 more pounds. So, I still have a ways to go. And I'm not going to compare myself to someone that's at the 130 mark. That's not where I'm at. It helps to look at others and listen and soak up the knowledge. But as the saying goes, comparison is the thief of joy. And I believe that it truly is. So you can look at outside examples, but set your own goals. Don't compare yourself to the neighbor, to the person, the woman at work. We are all on our own life and health journey. So no one really knows but you the struggles that you face. And also, you have reasons behind why things are the way they are in your life. And just because someone else doesn't understand the struggles you face as a mother, the struggles you face as a working professional, as someone who is the head of your family, that everyone comes to you and relies on you, they don't understand the stresses in your life that are resulting in you possibly emotional eating, or possibly, not prioritizing yourself to go to the gym. So if you're hearing things out here that, oh, you're making excuses, that's why you're so big. No, I say disregard that, but also don't compare. You know what your struggles are, and now that you have identified them, jot them down if you haven't. I use my journal, but jot them down, and that way when you put a name to it, you see it, you can start to face the problems, because I'm telling you, it doesn't go away. You have to set in your mind that you're ready for a change. And I had to do that as well. Before me, my partner had lost about 50 pounds, and he was telling me, do this, do that. And at the time, I didn't want to do it. I was not ready to lose weight. So he lost weight months before me, before I ever got onto my health journey. So I had to face the problem. I had to write down, what are my struggles? What do I think is keeping me overweight? What are some solutions that I can think of that will help me? And shift my mindset, because when you are ready, when you're sick and tired of not feeling good, lugging around a lot of extra weight, not living your life to the fullest ability, when you finally understand that, what's going to be down the road for you later in life. You might not even see it now. You may not be like me, where I had blood pressure in the 170s over like 120s. I think it even got higher than that at one point. But you know, you don't have to get to that point. Don't even let it get there. But I'm telling you, getting your health in check now is going to save you a lifetime of pain, especially if you're, you know, like me, you're approaching your middle, late 30s, your 40s, 50s. Get control of it now. It's not just the weight either. It's the health internally, so that you avoid problems for yourself later on. But don't discount yourself. You just got to get your why, get your mindset, and make that change and go at your pace. But I know that alternate day fasting can be a huge resource and tool for you to finally take control of your health. Another big one that goes along with confidence is I noticed that I started performing better at my job. Now, I have spent what feels like a lifetime in school and working and whatnot. So the knowledge is there, and I didn't necessarily do anything differently, but the way I was moving, the pep in my step, the energy, the sharpness of mind, just lighter on my feet, as I said. So that really helped me at work. And you know, when you're overweight, and it's not fair, it's really not. And I didn't really, you know, see it before, but now I can see it as I compare the me from a few months ago to the me now, and how I am treated in the world and at work. So before, and I've worked in healthcare, in leadership. And so the title was there, the degree was there, me obtaining the position was there, and actually me performing the role. All of that was spot on the way that it needed to be. But when you don't reflect on the outside all these accolades that you have, people assume that what, you're big, so you're lazy, you lack self-control, you lack self-esteem, or in confidence, and you lack discipline. This is what being overweight signifies to a lot of people. And I'm not here to judge. I've been there. I know how it feels to feel like I'm doing everything right. You know, I've accomplished so much, and why am I being treated like this? And you have to kind of become a bulldozer, forcing your way through things. And then you look over to the left. And as I said, don't compare, but you notice things as you look over to the left, and here is one of your colleagues who's a fit woman who maybe doesn't have as many degrees as you, or whatnot, and all these things, and doesn't even have the official leadership position, commanding the love, affection, and respect of others. And a lot of it could be based on physical appearance. It's not fair, but this does happen. And I noticed this. And so, you know, losing the weight is for you. Make it for you. You're not doing it, you know, for anyone else. That's my recommendation, because the things that you do for yourself coming from within, those are the things that stick. But you can have your own why. It may just be for vain purposes. Maybe you just want to lose weight and look hot. Who am I to say that that's wrong? I don't think it's wrong. We each have our own reason, but let it be from you. So, but back to the point, just being at work, I felt like I was a lot more successful. I started having people listen and acknowledge me more at staff meetings. And I know, again, it's not fair. It sucks. Okay. I haven't done anything differently other than lose weight and start dressing a little bit nicer. And now my hair, I'm doing my hair myself, and I'll have to show you guys some previous pictures. I guess I was just kind of wilding out. Especially when I would work night shift, I would be in scrubs, and I'd have a cap over my head, and I'd have bags under my eyes, and I just look like I didn't care. So anyone that you would talk to that knows me would say, yeah, Shelly, she has your back. You know, you need anything, ask her. She'll help you out. She works hard. You know, patients loved me. But did I love me if I was letting myself go, letting my blood pressure kind of reach uncontrollable levels, and just letting my health fail, and just showing up in a way that I felt didn't positively represent me? Another big one, you guys, and I'm just being real. ADF has helped me feel more feminine. Losing this weight, gaining the confidence, being able to hold my head high in the world, and, you know, feel beautiful and worthy. It's made me overall feel more feminine. And I don't mean this to say, oh, I'm more of a woman because I lost weight, or I'm a better woman because I'm not obese. No, because I've always been a woman. I was born female. I have been a woman. I've been a mother since 18. I've raised my children. I still am in the middle of raising teenagers. I've nurtured them. I've breastfed for 4 years. I have nurtured my home, and I've also been working on improving myself. All of these things. I'm a good daughter. I care for my parents, my sisters. So in my mind, that to me is all part of womanhood, and my womanhood experience, and weight has nothing to do with that. But what I mean by it has made me feel more feminine is that I am leaning into those things that make me feel beautiful. And part of, awakening to my femininity to me also means pouring into myself. There is no shame in filling your own cup. Okay, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, as the saying goes. So with losing weight in ADF, I noticed I started taking care of myself and just being honest. When you're bigger and you have a lot of weight and fat folds, things can get pretty sweaty and smelly. And I hope this is not me being too out there, but I'm just speaking not only from experience, but what I've seen, caring for obese people. If you are not meticulous and cleaning and the hygiene and stuff, it can get pretty challenging, especially if you're really big, because you hide a lot of the sweat and the musk and all kinds of things under fat rolls. And I'm saying fat from like a clinical lens, not saying you're fat. So there's a lot of stress that comes along with that. And I was looking online and I saw something called like the Esther Project. And it's based off a part of the Bible with King Xerxes and Esther. And without getting too deep in it, because I know we all have our own perspectives and religions and whatnot. But essentially, Esther and all these other women were, for months poured into themselves to be beautiful and healthy and vibrant, and to replenish and refuel themselves before they were presented to the king. But not focusing so much on presented to the king part, just realizing that part of our femininity is also caring for our health, our bodies. And it's not just about the physical presentation, it's internal. Are we healthy? Are we happy? And to me, ADF helped me improve all of that and help me reclaim my femininity. Now, to get into the whole libido portion, when I was overweight, libido in the toilet. I'm just being honest, that's me. And some of that could be also as I head into my mid-30s and perimenopause and whatnot. But a lot of it, now that I can do the side-by-side comparison, came from being overweight. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even notice it when I was in the midst of all of it. But being overweight at 242 pounds really put a dampener on my libido. I mean, if you're not feeling good, you're feeling bloated, your belly's just kind of hanging over, you can't see your lady parts, you barely have the energy to do your hair, to dress nice, to even get in the shower, to get up the stairs without getting out of breath. So how can you then want to be physical and intimate with someone? And that was leading to a lot of relationship issues as well. And I'm thankful that I have a partner who's seen me at my best, my worst, and now getting back to my best. We've been together 19 years. So you go through some stuff. And I'm going to share this. Maybe I'll hear something for it. But I can't remember what led up to it, but at one point, my partner said to me, and I think it happened, like we have some bar stools that sit at our counter, and they have that little metal bar at the bottom where you put your feet after you sit. So I stepped on that to get into the little stool to help prop myself up because I was struggling, and I broke off the metal bar at the bottom of the chair. Yes, with my weight, I broke off that bar. And I think one thing led to another, and my partner said, I don't want you to lose weight. I need you to lose weight. Oh my God. When I tell you I was so upset when he said that to me, that's an understatement. And I was also a little hurt too. I went into my room, I shut the door, and I didn't want to be bothered. And I was like, I thought really long and hard on it. And I was really angry, and he knew it. And I was really, like I said, very hurt and bothered. But I know a part of me knew that I did need to make a change. And even still, it took me months later to finally get in my own mind, my why, and to start taking my health seriously. When I saw it came from a place of care, I still, I didn't like to hear it, but at least I could understand it wasn't said with bad intent and it was coming from a place of love. And so he started offering me to go to the gym. And at the time, all that, gym going wasn't really my thing. And it took me still a couple months to make up my own mind. At least it was the care that counted. And now we go out, he's lost weight, I've lost weight. We're dressing our best, going out both confident, both loving ourselves and each other. And it shows in the world and how we move as a couple, as parents to our children. And leading to that, ADF and losing weight improved my energy to show up for my children. And I'll give you one little example. That my daughter had a friend who she wanted to go somewhere with her, and I was like, well, I don't really know her parents. And then so her mom ended up telling her if she could invite me to come to their house to have like a smorgasbord or one of those little, boards with the cheese and the crackers and olives and all that stuff. But either way, she had invited me over because she wanted to get to know me. My daughter and her daughter are good friends. But at my heaviest weight, I didn't feel like going to sit in someone else's house and see them, have them see me stuffing my face and eating. I just felt uncomfortable, unconfident, embarrassed, and I didn't want to be seen eating because I did most of my eating after hours and on the weekends when no one was watching. So being overweight really impacted my social life outside, as a woman, as a mother, just as a human being, because I was always hiding at home, on the couch, eating, watching Netflix, hiding behind baggy clothes, not engaging out in the world with other parents. So it just negatively impacted me in so many ways. So if you're going through something similar, just know that there truly is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm proof of it. And ADF can just be a huge tool for you to use. And I think just the biggest thing of all is setting a positive example. Showing love to myself by taking care of my health. I always say health is wealth, and it really is. And I'm starting to realize that more and more as I get older and as I start to get healthier. It really is your biggest asset. Like if you're healthy, you can pretty much do just about anything. And so setting that positive example to my children that, prioritizing your health, your happiness, it's important. Putting nourishing foods into your bodies, not always constantly stuffing yourself with junk food, and just having healthy habits. Now with ADF, a lot of other healthy habits have come along with that, like getting to bed on time, like taking some time to deep breathe and relax, to stretch, to walk outside. Sometimes we walk as a family, especially like on the weekends at a park nearby. And so it just brings the whole family together, me being healthy, and it trickles down to my children. And I love that. I love that they are getting in the kitchen more, even if it's something basic like chopping up some tomatoes or trying to help me season up some chicken breast or bake some, sheet pan veggies. They are seeing me do that. And I'm not buying all the junk food and the crackers and the cookies that I used to think I was being such a great mom because I'm giving them a treat, Now, I'm not saying they're kids every now and then, so I'm not here to punish them, but it's not a habit of ours anymore, and they can see that. And so I'll see my daughter making herself some Greek yogurt with some fruit and honey and granola on top, and to her that's a treat. And my son, he skips breakfast. I tell him, eat, but they naturally, they wake up and they are not rushing to go pile on, a big bowl of cereal. So they are starting to adopt healthier habits, and I don't even have to say a word. And in fact, if with kids and especially teenagers, the moment you say healthy eating, they want to do the complete opposite. So I'm just showing up with intention, and I'm showing up through my examples, and I think it's been having a positive effect in my life and in my family's life. So if you are struggling with your weight, I hope that you got some value from this. I hope that you give ADF a chance. I hope that it works for you just like it has for me. And it has improved my life so much. And I hope that you also get a chance to experience that transformation for you. And if you want to know how I got started with ADF, now I'm doing fasting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then check out some of my other videos. Also check the link in the description box to get your free alternate day starter guide for beginners. And until next time, Fasting Fam, thanks for watching. And as always, happy fasting. See you next time. Bye.